Welcome my YouTube friends. So on this video I'm drawing my design for my first date client. What she wants is she wants peonies, so it is going to be a black work video. If you're not into black work or not into any of that kind of style, then you can skip it. But if you are willing to listen, then I can explain what I'm gonna do, why I'm gonna do, and more smaller insights into this video. So first I picked a 3, so I think that's pretty decent size. What she wants is top of the thigh, so from like there to bottom of the thigh, bottom, top of the calf. So basically the knee is here in the middle, around that area. So because the knee is like a hinge, it's the placement where it bends, it's joined. And my plan is to drop like big flowers here, one here, and then smaller ones behind it and small ones behind there. Here where the knee gonna be, we're not gonna do a lot because one, the ink doesn't really stay in that specific area, and second, it's really painful area, so as less we're gonna do that, the better it will be for her. So that's that. What we're gonna do is probably I'm gonna pick wideness like that. I don't know, maybe need a little bit bigger, but we'll see. Legs is kind of weird placement. So for this area, this would be bottom behind your leg. These areas are pretty much like straight up. And this area, which is your shin, this is pretty much straight. For this area, you get your thigh muscles, and this is where your calf muscle is. So it kind of creates this kind of shape-ish. Obviously it's not like bang on as it is, but you kind of understand the idea. This is where the muscle is, in that area, and there you got loads of thigh muscles. Here you got a few, but they're not that big. And same here, there's just a bone straight down, so it is a little bit bent, but for drawing reference, as we all need, it's just we're gonna use a straight line. So the plan is I need to draw a big flower here, a big-ish flower around there, and then we need a bigger one here. I always start with circles, so I know where my widest petal is gonna be ish. Sometimes they go over a little bit, but approximately there. Here, this area, maybe I'm gonna squeeze a little one in somewhere there, just so like it doesn't look that empty. And then I mostly do the inner circles. If you watched the video before, then you're gonna see that's why I do the bud, the middle, the focus, the smaller parts, and this is the place where it kind of like open from that middle. So this is gonna be the middle one, that's there, and then we're gonna do smaller leaves around it, but I like to think that this is the middle, this is the middle, and the leaves are coming out from that direction. So the leaves are focused all from the middle out, the middle out. It's kind of weird when the leaves are just coming like there out, makes no sense. But if you do like this, it makes like a centric position, composition, one of those. Same here, this one focuses down to the middle, some leaves going downwards, and from middle out, from middle out, from middle out, and stuff like that. So let's start with one. So like I explained, this is my bud, this is my middle section, this is where all the small petals are in, and even that one I like to do like this, little oval, so that is the opening you will see kind of inside, and same for this one. It's just my way of doing it and it always works, so I just stick to circle as a big one, which is the outer, the bigger petals. This is the bud, the inner section, and this half is basically when the flower opens. This is that half you see. Basically, this is where the bigger petals kind of start. So if you just go from there to there to there, you kind of start to see already what that is. And basically in the middle you put all the smaller ones in, the ones who haven't yet opened. Ta-da! That's pretty much there. Same with this one. This one I made a bit lower just because this will be the focal. See, it's pretty easy. It's nothing hard. Try not to go like too perfect or too same size-ish. Bend them a little bit. We'll do one like this, one half open. This could be like all the way there. Just so it doesn't look like too perfect. When it looks too perfect, it doesn't look right. It looks computer done. Even here I could have a petal, maybe a big one going over, covering that little bit, that section, so it just doesn't look like too spot on. Clean mess is a good mess, but clean is not cool unless you go for that style, and mess is not good either, but clean mess is cool. Same. So see what I mean? It gets like the bud. This is the bud section, and that was just that where the opening starts. And from here, what I like to do is I like to cover some of these petals in the front, so it just doesn't look like it starts underneath, you know. It makes sense, but I just don't like it. So I'm gonna cover that. Let's say it's gonna be somewhere here. I pick the middle. I like to go that way. What's the word? Don't know. Pinpoint the middle, and then from middle to equal both sides. Don't know. I think I picked this from roses. That's why how I draw rose leaves, petals, leaves and petals. Always mix them. So something like that. There could be another one coming out like this. Now we don't need to get frustrated how it looks and how big it looks, or you know what I mean, you can still play around. That's why just sketch bare minimum, so you can kind of see, but nothing is like written in the stone, as English people say. I'm Latvian, by the way, so if you wonder why did I say English people, because I'm Latvian and we don't say stuff like that. So goes here, goes there. Add more petals, petal after petal. Then we need one about here. Now what I do is I get like the big shapes for the petals. All the small wrinkles on that I like to do afterwards, but first I need to get the general image, the main one, like the base of this flower. Maybe let's do one big petal. Just why not? Somewhere here. I think that'll do for now. Let's jump on this one. Same, I like to cover that little bit. Just so it looks natural. It doesn't look fake. It doesn't look like it's been stylized too perfect, too, I don't know, like CGI-ish. It doesn't look natural. When you took some like random petal, big one like that just looks okay. It looks out of space, but it looks more natural than all like extremely equal, perfect, and I don't know, I just don't like it. And I've found my clients don't like that either. They like when I do like leaves twisted upside down, some like cuts in them, some holes in them, and it looks a bit nature-ish, nature damaged, let's say that. So we're getting there. Fills up nicely. So if you haven't watched my previous video, I explained a lot more what I do with the peonies, how I used orange to get that shape, and basically this circle was an orange, and then I explained how the petals would bend around, how they open. If you haven't seen that, go probably have a look, because that I think explains more in detail, and a lot of people have DM'd me on Instagram saying thank you that I did make that video and it helped them a lot. So if you think that could help you, then go ahead. That is the reason I make these videos, so I help people. So that's that. Let's say this will be the opening from middle to here. Let's say that's gonna be there, some here. Need some open ones, isn't it? That needs to be there, that's there. See, all you need is just basic general image, just so you can understand what's where. You don't need to get frustrated, you don't need to use any eraser or rubber gum, or I don't know how you call it in your country, but that. So we don't need that, and we pretty much won't be touching that till I'm gonna finish the whole thing, and then I'm gonna erase, delete the pencil lines, because you don't need really, like why would you need it? You just go with the flow. You know what I mean? That's what art is. Art is not like rubbing this out now and trying to get that. Just don't need that. The messier it looks, the better. Clean mess is a good mess. So that's about that. What else we need? We need a clean ending. See, in this section, say this is the middle. That's where the middle is just about, or maybe curved a little bit. So what I like to do is, I like to aim for like a triangle finish. Like the furthest point is will be that, and same goes in here. The furthest point is about here, and then we go back in like a triangle shape. Here it doesn't really matter. Try probably still keep the same distance from the flowers, so that one doesn't go too wild and this one's too short. Some kind of balance we need. Like we need a mess, but we need a balance. So this is kind of the distance we're gonna go with the leaves and that. As we're gonna finish this, we're probably gonna go for a stem, which is gonna turn into a leaf. So what I've recently discovered is I prefer to do this kind of leaf, and it's straight. Then about this section, it's just a point. Yeah, so it's like, I don't know, 15%, 20%, that point, and only then you start to go there. That's what I prefer now. Back in years back or something like that, I used to draw like, what did I do? All sorts of like weird shapes like that. But now I kind of like this. It's just peaceful. I don't know. That's another subject for you to learn, leaves, because they take, I wouldn't even say that they take majority of the space. Like these flowers are cool, they in between, but all this will be covered with anything else. The better you learn to do anything else, the better design gonna be. And one of the things, anything else, is leaves. And if you learn to do them decent, then it's just gonna look decent. You know what I mean? So still I need not make them too perfect. Don't like perfect. Let's say we're gonna do that sideways just because we can. And this one maybe comes from inside, makes a spike, goes about here. On this side they're gonna start from there. So that is more curved, you cannot see that. That's about that. Same here, probably a little bit smaller ones because they take a lot of space. Crazy, huh? See, I still haven't touched it. We don't need that. That's for, I don't know, for people who get frustrated. I think I'm gonna keep this petal as it's here, then it can be here. We need something else to balance that out. Maybe just another one who goes behind that so you cannot see that. And then some leaves here. Maybe some double, triple, thin one. That's where we're gonna put some like all sorts of like smaller stuff. My client, she likes all the little details and tiny intricate stuff. So I'm just gonna put that there. It's basically some small, I don't even know what's the name for them. Something small. Then here we need to close this gap, so we're gonna put maybe another branch with leaves. She'll love the paint here, she'll be over the moon, she's gonna love me that moment. Awesome. Maybe some leaves in here. What else we need? Same here. Maybe we need to go down. Should we go down or should we go up? What do you reckon? Down. Let's go down. I think I heard you saying up, but now I wanted to go down. Sorry. Next time. You need to think louder so I can hear you now. So that was that. Oh, that's gonna cover a little bit of that flower. It doesn't look a bit random. That was that. That's about that. All the small stuff she likes. That's another thing you need to think about the client, you know, like one is you like and you like and you like, but what do they like? They only came to get a tattoo because they want something they like. It's not about you really. You're the one doing it, but you know, he's gonna pay you. He's gonna walk around with that, or she's gonna pay you. So you gotta think about them more than you do just by yourself. It's what they want. Same when you go to the shop, you buy the stuff you wanna, not because the shop assistant told you to buy some. You know. And if they try to sell you something, you're like, no, I don't like that, don't wanna, don't even like start that conversation. You must have experience when the shop assistant's like, oh, have you tried this? And you're like, no, don't even wanna. Now you don't wanna. Before you had no emotions, but now when she mentioned that, no, you don't wanna. Like, really don't wanna. Same goes with like tattoos. Sometimes you have to like, don't know, think about them more than you do about yourself. What you want. It's more at the middle. It's more the middle really. You need to find the stuff you enjoy doing it. At the same time, they enjoy having it. It's the balance. Looks a bit crazy now, no? So we need the end one. We do the end. Curve around down here. Maybe let's split this in multiple leaves. You know what's the craziest? When you draw and you spend so many hours, you hope they're gonna like it. You hope they're gonna say yes. Because you never know, you can't read the minds. Maybe they don't like it. So that is a gamble. After two, there loads of times, so she kind of knows exactly what she's gonna have. But there's still a chance she might say, you know, I'm not really like fan of this, I'm not really fan of that. So you never know till you have them in a day. You shove them, and that's where you can see the facial expressions. So if you're getting there somewhere, it looks busy, it doesn't look empty. I don't like empty designs. I like when it's like packed with lots of details. When the clients go home and they find something they never saw before. So the plan is when I tattoo this one, I need to do the leaves darker than the flowers are. What that does is it makes like a frame around it. I've told that in millions of my videos already. No, not millions, I only have 80 videos on YouTube. But basically it creates a frame, so when you buy a picture and you put your daughter's picture in there or yourself or stuff like that, you always got a dark frame around it, so that makes the photo stand out. Same you do with a tattoo. You create a darker mess around, and that helps to bring that main picture out, the one you really want to bring it out. So you kind of have to think about what can you have around to complement that, not to steal attention but to complement. A lot to think about now. A lot to think about. So we're gonna put all some small stuff. And I would say this is the moment where I make it a little bit cleaner. I still use pencil. I wouldn't jump now on fine liners. Sometimes I would, but not today. Don't feel like it. And this is where I'm playing around with like the shapes, what I want to have the petals to do, where they need to go, where they need to come from, what they need to do, because you can shape them inwards, outwards, sidewards. You can have basically whatever you want to do with them, and that's where you see I can make this straight and I can curve this. So this is the moment where you create that illusion that it's 3D. It's bending, it's moving, it's doing its, I don't know, natural position. This is the part where you make things alive, kind of. It's pretty cool, no? Tattoo is basically illusion. There are dots who are poked with a dirty needle in a human skin to create illusion that there's a photo. But what really there is dots being randomly poked on a human skin. Mad, isn't it? And people pay for that. For dirty dots in the legs, arms, sides, ribs. Hoping that that illusion will be a good illusion, otherwise they need a cover up or something. But it's all illusion. Sometimes I speak with the clients like this and they almost freak out like crazy. But it's true, innit? It's literally like same as this one. That's not really a flower. That is graphite being placed on the paper in a specific order, what makes your eyes see a flower, but really that's just a graphite on a paper, and the paper is not. It's just a part of the wood. So it's wood smashed into pieces, and who knows what else they've done to it to create a layer of a wood who bends and stuff, and we just use the draw on it, but it's a piece of wood, and then we draw it with the graphite in a specific order to create something what pleases our eyes. Madness. I'm one of those people, I can think so deep that, don't know, I question everything basically. So we're getting there. I'm aiming for like, how to explain it, I've done this kind of style on her already, so I don't want to introduce a new style, a new way on her, so I have to keep kind of going with that, so it looks like one person done all at the same time, kind of. So I would probably play around with something else, add maybe a little bit more to it, maybe not more to it, more differently, but I kind of have to keep that specific design way what suits her and what I've done already on her. It's actually crazy. I did this paid promotion on Instagram, and what I've done is I messaged the guy. I said I'll give you whatever you want, and you just pick any image from my Instagram, whatever you want. And he did, and he picked like the same, this one I'm designing now, but it was the arm tattoo I did, and he said this, and I was like, I've done massive pieces on the sides and the ribs, and he's like, yeah, this one's cool, this one's sound. I was like, yeah, I trust you, it's your page, you know exactly what works on your page, you know. I'm not like second guessing the guy who's owner to a big page, so he knows what he's doing. And he picked, and he went up to 23,000 likes. Mind blowing, you know. Then I took a screenshot and sent to this woman, she was mind blown. 23,000. If all of my followers would press even one like. Some strangers like more than my own followers, huh? Life. can't win in this world unless you pay somebody. So yeah, I'm designing for the same woman, for the same kind of style we're doing. So that's how it goes. So kind of now it's way easier to see how the flower looks like better than that one, innit? So this is like the second stage I like to do, just to see where needs to go. I wouldn't done any more details on the leaves because I'm gonna do them straight in the skin. If I'll do 1,000 little lines here at this moment, then I'll be struggling to make a stencil, because we use stencil machine where it just goes through and comes out, and the stencil machine won't be able to pick the details I'll add. So I'm just not gonna do them. Same probably goes with, I probably will add these small lines hoping that the stencil machine will see, but something tells me. And even now when you make stencil, make sure the lines are clean, you know, because the day you'll be tattooing, you'll be following it, and if the line is not made clean on the paper, it won't be made clean on a stencil, and then you have to like remake it clean on the skin where the surface is bent, curved and moved around, or maybe stretched. How are you gonna pull a straight line? You know, when you put stencil on a straight skin, no. When you put stencil on the skin and the person is standing straight, and then it sits down, and then you wanna make a straight line. If the skin is stretched, you pull the straight line, he stands up, but the line is not straight in that position. It was straight in that sleeping position. So now when he's gonna stand naturally every day, his line won't be straight. You know, straight line in one position is not straight line in another position. So easier to explain this is, I have this, and you know what I mean, all I've done is twisted my arm, but if I pull a straight line now, it won't be a straight line here. You know what I mean? So you gotta be careful with that. Always make sure on your stencil you get the cleanest lines. Even now for the flowers, I'm just making sure they're clean. They good for me to go on a day, not even think about it, and I can just pull them lines, go straight in, and I don't need to wonder, I don't need to get frustrated, I don't need to be, you know what I mean, like just no stress, you go full in because you did a good job before that. And that's what we are doing now, we're looking after ourselves. Now this is another day, and probably now I'm gonna do a time-lapse video where I finish all quite fast. I'm quite limited today, and all I need to do is this section, get some lines in there, some lines in here, some lines in here, and maybe I'm gonna add some like small ones in between the leaves just so it looks prettier, and we'll go from there. So you're gonna see time-lapse video in 3, 2, 1, now. And this is the moment we start to delete the stuff we don't need anymore, which is the pencil lines, which is what we sculpted with. So this is the only time when I actually use eraser. It's so hard to do with one hand. So let's see what we have. I tried actually add some little lines into it, just so like gives a shape. It'll make her happier to see. I'm pretty sure. Always works. Who knows, maybe she'll be watching this video someday. So, and if you do, then this is how it's made. Tattoo design, Discovery channel, done by me, but I don't get paid for Discovery. But that's Discovery. You just discovered how we went from clean paper into some kind of idea into a tattoo design in a video, in a time lapse, and now you see the final, which is this. Voila. I forgot about that one. Let's do it quickly down here, just so I know I've done it. It's just gonna drive me nuts, like if I was gonna see and deliver to her not knowing that there is a section I've missed. Maybe I missed somewhere else. That's there. See down here a little bit. That's there, and that's pretty much there as well. What do you reckon, guys? I think it's pretty cool, pretty neat. And what it took us maybe maximum 1 hour, 40 minutes maybe. See, I've done this in 2 days. First day we did like this part, and in a second day, basically I managed to get as far as I told you that it's in your video. And basically I received a phone call from my friend. I had to take him to the hospital, so I took him to the hospital, came back, and I picked him up in the middle of the night, 2 o'clock in night time or morning, depends which country you watch. And basically 2 AM in the morning, I picked him up middle of the night, and then I went to work, and then this is the day after or day after that, I don't know, it's confusing now. But anyways, this is where we are. This is how the design looks like. I'm pretty sure that you could pick out loads of like little ideas from this video, maybe some tips and tricks. And this is how I design daily. Yeah, this would be like a different subject. Imagine this would be my arm. I would probably, sometimes what I do is literally I put the arm there and I do a line in that side and I do a line in this side. I have a line of my arm and I can see exactly where what needs to sit down, so you can use your body parts as a reference for the shape and placement. But this is what I do daily, how I create most of my design. Unless it's done on iPad, then I take iPad, but when it comes to the paper, this is what I do. And I really enjoy doing both. I like to learn both, when it's paper and digital, because I think it's really important to be able to do both. Like if you cannot draw on a paper clean lines like that. Now I didn't do them really clean because that's just a reference and that, so it's not like extremely clean, but it's clean enough for me to work and to make sure, you know what I mean, it just makes my life easier. And I believe like if you can't do this on the paper, you won't be able to do it on skin, because the paper is flat, it's nice, it's neat, it doesn't move, it doesn't moan, it doesn't need to pick up the phone, he doesn't need to answer phone calls to the friends and that, you know what I mean. Like paper is just there sitting and waiting for you to do some art on it, and it allows you to do so. And if you cannot do this on a flat surface with clean lines, don't touch human skin, you know. Just avoid as much as you can. Just, you're not ready for it. Once you can do that, not a problem, you got green light, you can go for it, you can be wild, but practice on the paper if you're on that level. If you're not in that level, don't worry about it. But if you are not in here, not till this moment, till this level, just don't touch people. Otherwise, what's gonna happen is you're gonna do ish tattoo on them, and you're gonna see them next year. You'll be progressed a little bit, and you'll see them again, and you will be embarrassed to look at your own tattoo. You know, like it's not a good feeling, and it's not a good feeling for them, and you know what I mean. You don't need that. So that's that. That's finished. That's my tomorrows now. Last time I said in my first day. So today is Wednesday. I'm on Wednesday now. Tomorrow's Thursday. This is what I'm doing tomorrow morning. I haven't showed her. She doesn't even know what she's having. Like, she knows what she's having. She asked me to design for it, but she hasn't seen that design yet, and I'm probably not gonna show her till tomorrow. And I just like to see surprises. I like to see their faces. Either there's good surprise or bad surprise. I just like to see the face. Unless customers like really specifically ask me to show me, then I shove them, just to shove them, keep them quiet. But if they don't ask me, then I just don't show them. I'll wait for the day. I like to see the faces. I like to see the surprise. I like to see the wow moment or moment. Oh, this lady is cool. She'll love it. She'll be stoked. I'm gonna make sure that it's gonna be bang on. And like I said in my previous video, which is the same video what you're watching now, I'll try to make time-lapse video if I'll be able to. If not, then no. But maybe I'm gonna position a little bit higher myself so you can see me tattooing and hers leg, because I don't think I will be able in studio to position the camera so close that will be easy for me to see and not be in your way, so you can still watch the video. It's quite complicated. It's not as easy as it seems. And even this is GoPro 9, the newest one. The wow, it's, to be honest, it's not delivering what I was expecting, because I have a Canon camera 250D, and that time-lapse video is way better. The lens is way bigger. It produces a lot cleaner. The problem is you can only record for 15 minutes as a time-lapse video, which is really annoying, because I just don't have time to jump on and press and change the gloves, because I cannot touch the camera with dirty hands, and it's a big mess. So I have to go with this one, which could record all the time, but it's not as good. It's not as good as people make it sound. I think they have a really good softwares where they go over the video and make it nice, make it neat, make it beautiful, but I just don't see that, you know. Like, I'll film it, maybe it's just me, I don't know, maybe I don't know the settings like as good, but it's just disappointing. It's not really like what you expect. Everybody's hyped, everybody's stoked, everybody's wow. It's not. Trust me, it's not wow. It doesn't. I think your phone camera is better. Let's say that. Like this one, if you don't have a charger, you'll die in 1 hour. Hour and a half if you're lucky. Like 1 hour. And that's the newest GoPro. 1 hour only. You can have a phone. Phone will record for like 2 or 3 hours easily. Just 1 hour, you'll die. And it's not as good. In your phone you got AI built in, stabilizers, contrast and all that. This one doesn't. This one needs a software to add a little bit. This has some features what helps, but it's not what you expected, trust me. So this is what you're watching now. This is filmed with GoPro 9 right now, this moment, so you can kind of judge the quality just by that itself. What you see now, if it's clean enough, it's not clean enough, if it's sharp enough, I don't know, but this is literally what you see right this moment, filmed with GoPro 9. So let's do up close real quick, so you can see a clearer look. I don't even know if it focuses that close, because he has a small display and you can see on the display what he sees, but you cannot see as how sharp that really is. Maybe I need to be here, don't know, but that's basically what we did. Loads of leaves, loads of petals, loads of small stuff. She loves these, all the twinkly bits, she says. I think that's her name, twinkly stuff, twinkly bits. She loves them, so I just had them more. A little bit here, a little bit there. It's the girly stuff. Makes them feel pretty and makes them feel happier, so I'm happy to make her feel happy. Let's say that. So that's about it, guys. Thank you for watching, and learn as much as you can. Yeah, see you soon, guys. Take care.